Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Hang on. Oh shoot, I sorry, one sec. I need to put in my fundraiser messages and whatnot. I forgot to do that before the stream. And I should probably check that my stream is even up properly. You know what? Maybe I should do my like starting soon screen on these streams too. It gives me some time to make sure everything's working. Because currently I just use them for the game streams, but then for the art streams I just kind of jump right into it. Um, yeah, just making sure my Twitch stream is even like set to the right thing. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're ready. Oh, wait, one sec. Okay. Yeah, cool. Um, yeah, welcome. I'm Talien here with this week's Speedpaint Sunday. I feel like it's been a while since we last had one of these. Uh, but yeah, let's get into it. I am a little bit frustrated that it's another, it's, uh, wait, I also need to get my Twitch chat up, sorry. I'm a little bit all over the place this morning, huh? It's not even morning. Why did I say morning? What is wrong with me today? What was I even saying before? Oh, right, that I'm frustrated that it's another standard one because we keep rolling standard on the freaking wheel. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a day, isn't it? Sorry about it. All right, I guess let's just get into it. Some cool stuff happening on this one. Oh my God, I cannot draw straight lines. I'm sorry. There's a great big volcano. And I can already feel the urge to make it massive, but that will not work well. It's not actually that big on here. I think the base needs to be lower. Like this amount of space between the top is probably good, but something like that. So this is probably about halfway. This is maybe like a third of the way up. Yeah, I think I drew this horizon line a little bit too high in general. Maybe like there. And this is about the same height. Yeah, I think I put that too high, I think. Yeah, sort of like that. This is at an okay height though, maybe. Yeah, okay. That's looking all right. A little bit of stuff kind of going this way. And this shoreline is going to be interesting. I think I need to make sure to leave enough space in here because there's this whole... I think in general, all this stuff I put a little bit too low. Maybe. Goes to around there. Okay, yeah, that's lining up decently well. There's a whole bunch of stuff over in here. I don't even know how to put that in. I feel like this needs to go higher. Yeah, that needs to be like way up there, I think. I don't want to get too into like the exact details of the borders of this shoreline, but I just want to get it in kind of very roughly. Hmm. That sort of thing. Does that look okay? That looks more or less okay, I think. The volcano does look kind of weird, though. I think it needs more of a curve there. Again, I don't really want to get too into all those details at this stage. So I think I'm probably going to leave it here for the sketch. Hang on. Oh, no, it's okay. For a second, I thought my stream had not started properly, but no, it's just OBS wasn't showing the preview. Okay, that's okay. I think we're fine. False alarm. All right, let's see. Well, I do usually start with the sky, so I guess we'll do that. And here, the sky actually has like a lot of colors going on. It's very blue here, and then it goes kind of more to a pale, like slightly cyaner color here. And then over to this side, it gets way less saturated and like more purple. I think there's just some kind of, I think it might actually be the stuff coming out of the volcano that has kind of a purple tint. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. Where do we even start? I think like this middle color would be a good starting place. That's not quite the color I want, I don't think. Yeah, maybe we can start with that, though. I think we're definitely going to need to fiddle with it some more, though. Um, I feel like that's too saturated for this. We're going to need to go. Yeah, I think maybe I also went like too cyan. And then in here, we definitely need to go brighter. Yeah, this whole thing I think just needs to be a lot darker. That's not right. What am I doing? Yeah, more like that. That's too dark, I think, way too dark. And maybe go purpler. Yeah, it's still too saturated. That's pretty decent. That's probably too intense, but that's okay. It's a start. Let's blend this stuff together. I am gonna fix up whatever's going on in here too. Where's the super pale color? Was it this one? Is that an okay gradient? More or less getting to there. This part definitely needs to be darker. I'm a little bit scared of spending too much time on this, though. Whoops. Is that too much? Yeah, I think this color is better. Still not quite as dark as I want it, though. Okay, it's getting better. I think the purple needs to be darker, too. Oh, man, I could spend forever on this. I really need to not get carried away. Is that okay? I think especially in here we need to just get darker. Let's try going in with a little bit of this, just very gently. In here too. That's looking good. I like that. We need to put our purple back though, I think. Well, I already had the purple there, but whatever. Yeah, get the purple a little bit darker in here. And here maybe a little bit of, maybe like this one. Just to brighten things up just a tad. Is that good? I think the purple could still go darker, but I think I should probably end things here, just so I have time to do the other stuff. There's still a whole bunch of clouds to put in here, too. Actually, I'm not sure if I want to put that on a separate layer, perhaps. No, I probably do want it to be on this layer. Should we go with this color, perhaps? No, I think we want like a grayish color for the clouds, actually, not white. Maybe go a little bit more towards the blues slash purples. So like something like this. I think that might be a good cloud color for at least part of these clouds. Oops. Pressing the wrong key combination. I was trying to do Control Z, but I was off on the keyboard. Do I want a thicker brush for this? I think the dense watercolor should be okay. No. Let's go with this. At least for some of this. Yeah, that's working better. It's still soft enough to look like a cloud, but it doesn't fade away quite as much. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna get a bigger brush to put in like the overall shape and not just the specific shape. Starting to think I might need to go actually grayer with this cloud color. I think I probably went too high with that. It's okay. Whatever. Good enough. On this side, we'll probably need to get a lighter color just so that it shows up against these really light colors. Just put these in gently, like little stuff in here. Though I should probably not pay too close attention to the little bits and pieces, because it'll be really easy for me to get carried away with them. And then we're not going to be able to finish the rest of the picture. And that will not be great. I'll try to put in some of the brighter bits. Let's go for a smaller brush now. These parts that are like lit up by the volcano definitely need to be brighter. Honestly, I should maybe put in more of the mountains and stuff, so I have a little bit of a better, what's it? Like landmark to reference for the placement of these. Otherwise, I'm just kind of putting them in, and then I might have to adjust them later once we get more detail in other places. Let's get some of the grays in here. In there, it's definitely going to need to be way bright. Okay, I think I should end here for the clouds, and then come back with details later if I have time, because we're like almost a third of the way through already, and we haven't even started on any of that. Um, oh boy, there's like a lot going on here and a lot of different colors. I don't even know where to start, because we have these kind of warmer brown orangey colors, and then here it's in shadow, and the shadows are really cool toned, so they're like very purple. And there's just a lot of variety in the light and color here. Oh boy, how do I do this? Should I just go from back to front like I normally do? I think these bits can probably be on the cloud layer, but the rest of this should probably go on a separate layer. Let's see. Is this too much for this? Yeah, I think it's too bright or too dark. Not ideal, but close enough, probably. Yeah, we definitely need to tone things down there. Much brighter. We need to go super bright. That's probably too much. What am I even doing? I'm kind of getting carried away with this, I think. Back here, we need more like reddish, purplish. That's actually not 100% spot on, but pretty darn close, I think. Dang. First try. I feel like this stuff needs to go higher. Like it should end around here. Mm. With that, and then let's so this one is also, you know, this very warm colored rock, but because it's further in the distance, it has more of that like um you know, atmospheric perspective, like purplish tone on it. So it ends up being a funny color. What color is that? Let's take this color and then just like I think that's not enough. Hey, oh, Feather Dust, welcome to the stream. Well, it's not enough, but maybe that's just because it's blending into this too much. Is that? That's maybe okay, actually. Yeah, I think actually it should probably maybe be lighter. But now it looks too desaturated. But I don't want to make it too saturated also. Decisions. Man, I need a thicker brush. This oil paint brush is kind of the best I have, but sometimes you just, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna go ahead and do a little yoink. No, that's too much. I don't like how that looks, but I think it might be the best I have right now. Let me try to like make these more saturated. I need to like do some messing with my pen settings at some point to get myself something that's like the right amount of in between. I feel like we're really bad on time today. This is gonna be a disaster, but that's okay. It's part of the process. Okay, you know what? I need to stop focusing on details and just block in at least the basic shapes for like all this stuff because we're really doing very badly on time. The problem with doing that though is that I put in these colors and then I lose the colors and I have to like go hunting through my color history like which green was it that I used where? Um so I like to do one color section at a time, but ugh, it's difficult. Let's start to get in some of the greens and stuff. We have, I want to put in this too, but I feel like that's a completely different brown color than any of these back here. So whatever, we'll need to find a new color, I guess. Oh boy. It's a little bit of a weird color, but good enough for now. Um, let's get her. Is that gonna be too red? You know what? That's surprisingly not terrible. I don't hate it. But then in here, it's going to need to be in shadow more, so we're going to need to find a darker one. Let's maybe put a little bit of this dark green here. It's going to be too dark here. We'll blend it out. It's fine. We'll put some bits of it there. It's gonna end up getting blended into there, whatever. Maybe I should have done that on separate layers, but too late now. Also, I should probably switch to my watercolor brushes at this point, I think. Just to get a little bit more blending action in there. This is not the right color for any of this, I don't think. No. Ah, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's keep going yellower, I think. Or let's get this stuff in too. And then once we have the yellows, actually, maybe since we have this sort of teal color, maybe that should go in the water too. At least like down here, maybe a little bit. It's not the right color for that. We'll need even more teal for most of the water. Now let's start getting the yellowish green stuff. Is that going to be good? That needs to be lighter, I think. Let's take the watercolor brush for that. Does it still need to be lighter? I think it's just that it's getting blended into my existing colors. That's actually a decent color for this. Sure, why not? Let's just do it like that. But here it'll need to have more of these tan, sandy colors. Get the thick brush back. Ah. Maybe just put some of that like along here too. Actually, I think this was the color I ended up using for here, but on the side here, I want it to go a little bit lighter and a little bit less saturated to fade this into the background a little bit. I never know what to do with these swirls on the mountains, by the way, because they tend to blend into everything. I feel like I never do them justice. Let's take what was this color? Was it this one? I feel like that's too bright. Put a little bit of it. I really need a thicker brush to do this kind of stuff. Put a little bit of that in here. And then I want a darker version of this. Like this, maybe? For these, for the parts that are more in shadow. Let's go really dark so that we can start painting some of the cracks and shadows without it blending in too much. I think that's working well. And let's take the base color and leave that here so we can continue painting with it. Ah, that's another one that really needs something, really needs like a sharp brush that I don't really have right now. Oh, I'm using the wrong brush, sorry. I meant to do this with my shadow color. Although actually I should probably do that with the less strong brush, just to add some shading in there. I know I'm kind of ignoring this. What even is this gray thing? I think that might be part of a pillar or something, and there's trees and whatnot, but oof, we're short on time today, I think. Although I feel like usually the ones where I panic the most end up coming together perfectly well, and then I feel like a fool for panicking. So, though honestly, I think maybe it's the panic that makes it go well. Okay, we've got that going. I think we need to put in the water. Let's put in the water. Okay. We're gonna need multiple colors for the water, so we need this darkest color here, and like this color here, and a really light one over there. Where's the teal-ish color I was using for the darker part of the grass? Actually, that needs to be like way bluer, to be honest. So like in here, can we just like maybe just go straight like with blues? Just blend them into here. Just a little bit, you know. Just go way bluer. Blue, 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 blue. I guess this isn't really blue at this point. It's more of just a turquoise, but you know what I mean. Turquoise everything up. This part is going to need to get much lighter. Actually, since I'm here, let me just take this, and before I forget, all right. Do we want to do anything more with the blues? I think we want some lighter blues too, just for some variety. Okay, cool, cool. This part definitely needs some of those blues. Ah. Okay, cool. Now let's try to do the water. Would this color be okay for water, actually? Probably not. That actually looks a little too much for the water. Yeah, it's too intense. let's go with that for the time being. I don't love it, but hmm. Mm, don't really love any of this, but we'll go with it for now. And, you know, just adjust as we go, like I always do. I think this boundary needs to be darker. Okay, more like that. That's getting there, I think. And then in the back here, I think we should go a little bit like that. Put this in. Oh, that's way too dark, isn't it? Yeah. It actually is like a pretty similar color to the sky. All right, that's close enough. I think the actual boundary between the water and the sky is going to be these bits of rock sticking out that I don't have yet. So we'll have to get to those later. We also need to define the boundary here a little bit more. So that's partly the like tan of the sand and partly also these like white reflections in the water along the edge, which that's a pretty fiddly detail. So that I might want to leave that towards the end. Oops. Oh gosh, what am I doing? Here we definitely need more of that shoreline tan. And over here we have some shallows, I think, that we need to put in with maybe this color. And then have our like really light. I think we need like a more greenish one here though. Oh boy. Honestly, so far looking okay. We are about 2/3 of the way through. Yeah, this does look about 2/3 of the way done, so I think we're okay on time actually. Let's put in the rest of the background. We'll put in these mountains, we'll fill in the gaps here and all of that stuff. And then we'll need some time to put in all of this. And then hopefully we should go back for some more details. I know we still don't have this little foreground bit here. We could definitely do with some more details and like the water reflections and that shoreline stuff I was talking about. So there's work to be done. Let's start with those background mountains though. I think we can get going on that. How dark do those need to be? Is my main question. Is that a good color? I feel like it needs to be darker, and I feel like it needs to be a little bit more saturated. Is that okay? I feel like it still needs to be more saturated. I think it's probably close enough, though. Oof. The more I go over this, the what's it? The darker it gets, and I don't want it to get too dark, so I need to be careful here. I think actually as we go out to the side here, I should make it a little bit lighter. Also, I should maybe not be using the oil paintbrush. Because I do want these to be pretty light. But I do want them to stand out against the clouds also. I think I probably need to make the clouds darker too. Or by darker, I mean lighter. I feel like it needs to just be purpler. Oh my gosh, I'm using the wrong brush. I thought I was using the dense watercolor brush, not the transparent one. Oh no. That's what happens when you use the wrong brush. Why does it still look bad? Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm still on the... I identified the issue and failed to fix it. Incredible. I think these need to be lighter. Let's get a little bit of pale stuff in here. Give it a little bit of a gradient so it like fades into the distance. Maybe got a little bit too purple there, but I can't really fix it at this point. I guess we can try to fix the clouds a little bit, make those brighter for this other stuff to stand out. Be really careful not to mess up the shapes of things, though. Okay. Good enough for now, I think. These shadows here need to get way purpler. Way, way purpler. I think they were more towards the red at some point. We need to go purple. Wrong layer. Maybe even blue. Uh-oh, I think I'm starting to lag. I've had that happen before when using this tablet, so I might... What I've done with that previously is just turned off my model, so I might have to do that again. Yeah, just go like blue. Get some real blues in here. I think that actually looks quite nice. Except I will need to get some lighter bits in there too. And also some darker bits. Ah! Looking pretty good. I definitely need to get, yeah, some darker shading in here in some places. Whoa. Maybe too much. Oh boy, we're really short on time. I need some time to get in the glow inside the volcano too. I think we really need to fill in this, and then maybe spend the last 5-ish minutes on the volcano-y stuff. How do we put in this? What color do I want that to be? That's totally the wrong color. Still the wrong color. Oh boy. Whoops. Like trying to do this like along the edge of the water that we defined earlier. Okay, we have that. We need some more brownie bits in here. Brownie bits, that came out a little bit funny. You know what I mean. Brown stuff. There's this bit that's like rising up over here. Let's get the thick brush for that. Just get some more browns. There's so many browns happening. So many random thingies. Man, I need a different brush for this. There's just all this stuff. I don't have time to put it in properly, but I'm doing what I can. Where was my lighter one? Like the edge of this. All right, there's like stuff happening there. I feel like my greens are all wrong, but I don't have time to fix them. Define the edge of this a little bit better. Good enough, whatever. Okay. Whatever is going on in here, what's going on in there? Close enough, whatever. I'm just gonna put stuff in like this. I should fill in those gaps with greenish stuff at some point if I have time. What do we have by way of like tannish colors? Is this a good one? I think it's not quite the right color for this, but we'll do it and then fix it up later, as usual. I think we actually need to go a little bit lighter for some parts of this. Way lighter. Okay, cool. That's good enough. All right, we've got stuff going on there. Again, good enough. Let's maybe take some of our blue parts and kind of fill in this shadow. Let's just take this and go greener with it so that we can fill in some of this stuff. We need to go lighter too. Just put in more greens and things. Just whatever colors I can find at this point. We definitely need some more of those like bright yellowy bits for some of this. Cool. I'm just kind of going randomly at this point. We have some greens in here. That's completely the wrong green. I'm sorry. Let's go with a little bit of the yellowish stuff in it too, to see if we can balance this out a bit. Oh boy. All right. Um, you know what? For having 10 minutes left, that's, I think, okay. There's some, like, I think let's try to get some of these, like, purpley plant. No, you know what? 5 minutes to do the volcano bits, and then last 5 minutes to put in any plants and whatever else. I think I'm just gonna ignore this bottom left thing. Who cares? We don't need it. I'm gonna try to put that maybe on a layer below this. Shoot, what colors do we even need for this? Just go very like pinkish orangish kind of. Let's go with something like this, just for a start. It's okay. It's way too bright, but we'll fade it out. Way too bright, but that's okay. Let's go on this layer too, I think. No, that's not going to work. Let's put a second layer on top of this layer, and that should help. No, that's not helping either. Okay, whatever. Let's try to do everything on this layer, I guess. Erase away some of that. I think it's going a little bit too far. I do think we need to have something going out. Let's mess with this layer, whatever. I think the core of this is still too bright. We can continue messing with that. That's probably fine, I think. Erase away at a little bit of this just to kind of fade it out some more. And on here too, to make sure that this stuff isn't going too crazy. Okay, I think that's looking more or less okay. I think there's some like more bits of flying rock and stuff that I'm missing, but it's not really important enough for me to put in, I don't think. Okay, that's it for that. I think I'm gonna ignore the graffiti marks on the rocks. That's not gonna be that important. I would, if I can, like to put more detail in the clouds, but I don't think we really have time for that. What do I want to do in the time I have left? Do I want to focus on plants? Maybe, I guess. They're not crazy important, but they are nice to have. Now the problem is this is gonna bleed in, or this is gonna blend into my background color, so I need to like pick a color that's gonna stand out properly, and I think that's doing the trick. I think that's actually working. Dang. And then if I go out with that, no, that's a little bit too much by itself. Just put in some more of these purpley trees and stuff. Just a little bit of them, I guess. Not too much. And maybe let's put in some of the brighter, pinker ones. That's gonna need a serious freaking thing. I need a better brush. Oh no. We'll put in. Uh-oh. What's going on here? All right. Whatever. New layer. And then just go for like a nice bright pink. Brighter. Maybe even put some white on the edges there. Yeah, I think we might need some white in there too. Oh boy. It feels a little bit weird to have the, what's it? The plants here and not the rock. So maybe if I have a second, I'll put in the rock too. Where do we have that color? Is this going to be an okay color for it? Whatever. Good enough. I think I might accidentally go over the plant when I do this, but it'll be okay. Give it some real quick shading. Oh boy. That looks bad, but whatever. Okay, so last like 2 minutes. What else can we do? I would really like to put some more detail in the reflection. I would really like to put some more detail in the clouds. This area actually looks surprisingly okay for how little time I put into it. Oh man, I'm still missing another spike here. Oh well, I think I might have to go without. Maybe we can put it in. If we can find a color for it, which will be a struggle. I don't even know. Maybe this. Okay, whatever. It's a little bit too bold. It should be like in the mist a little bit more, but no time to fix that. What else? What else? What else? Do I just try to put in some more time on the water? Maybe I'll do that. I'm just kind of doing random shit at this point. um, let's see if we can take a really thin brush here. Maybe we do need the, what's it? The pen tool for this one. And I think we need some more of the brownish sort of color. Maybe this one to put a little bit around the edge. Maybe a lighter one. To get some more of that like sandy color. Well, I think that's about all we can do, really. I guess that's kind of time. Okay, well, I don't think it's bad. I think in here especially, I really would have liked to get some darker colors in those like cracks in the rock. Um, it's definitely missing some detail. And I do think, you know what, we're not, uh, who cares about time? Let's get some, maybe a little bit of lighter colors in the clouds, just a little bit. Just to amp it up a little bit. Make those clouds go. Just, yeah, that's better. All right. Is that good enough for clouds? I think maybe that's good enough for clouds. All right. Yeah. Cool. This one definitely had me a little bit nervous, but it worked out, I think. It's pretty decent. Turned out pretty good considering the time. Yeah. I think I did my job. All right. Cool. Thanks for coming, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Before we leave, we do, of course, have to spin our wheel. Where's the wheel? Okay. Wheel. Not another standard, please. Please, anything but another standard. Please, 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 please. Limited palette. Oh, come on. I mean, it's better than standard. But that's like the third time we get limited palette, and there's some we still have never rolled. How about a line work? Or a palette swap? Or a cheat mode? We've never had any of those. Alright. Limited palette it is, I guess. At least it's not another standard. I'm not an artist myself, so I can't really give detailed commentary, but it was really cool seeing it all come together. Thank you. That's one of the fun things about this, especially with the really limited time. Stuff gets a little bit crazy. You just kind of have to trust the process. Just go for it and pray that it comes together in the end. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming. Man, look at this. Sorry, I guess I'm still looking at the wheel. You guys don't see it. There's so many things that we've never gotten to. We've had like a million standards and a couple of limited palettes and like I think maybe one each of the redo and round 2 or something. And the rest we've never touched. Come on. Wheel, what are you doing to me? Maybe next time. All right. Well, yeah. See you guys. Bye.